Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My channel is at mmHg. I want to thank those who have already subscribed to my channel. I feel very happy and grateful. So please continue to subscribe to my channel, and when you watch the videos, please do comment and share to your friends so that they can also enjoy my videos. So the channel is at mmHg. So at this point in time, I want to thank those who have already subscribed to my channel. I feel very happy and very privileged to have such friends. So please continue to share my videos. You know what, I have some nursing background, you know, as an achievement, So I just want to share a few health tips with people out there. And I feel very happy to impart this knowledge. So I'll be trying to give you as many videos as possible on health tips and what goes on around, in terms of our health as people. So today I'm going to look at this topic, blood pressure. Blood pressure is a very critical thing in our bodies because in order for us to live, we depend on the heart. So the heart is known as the pump for life. It pumps blood all over our bodies, and this blood needs to go to the cells. Every cell in our body should receive blood. So that's why it's a very vital organ. And we need to know how to keep health so that we do not strain our hearts. So, what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the force which this heart uses to pump blood to all of our cells. And blood pressure is determined, according to the physicians, by two figures. And we have, for example, the physicians say that blood pressure, normal blood pressure is 120/80. So these are the two figures I'm talking about. So 120/80 is considered to be the normal blood pressure for the adults. And this 120 stands for what is known as the systolic, and the 80 stands for what is known as the diastolic. These are just terms to try and show us what really happens when this blood is pumped throughout our bodies. So the systolic pressure is when the heart pushes the blood away from the heart. So the systolic pressure is the pressure which, when the heart pushes out blood, so that blood will just go to the cells, through the arteries. And the diastolic is that moment when the heart rests. So you know what happens to a pump? It goes in, out, that beat. That's why it's called heartbeat. It's force out and rest, force out and rest, force out. So when that force happens, that figure is called the systolic. And when the heart rests a little bit, and that figure which is recorded is known as the diastolic. So we just survive. Just to recap, the normal blood pressure is around 120/80. Systolic 120, 80 is the diastolic. And systolic is when the heart pushes the blood out, that force, that pumping. And the diastolic is when the heart rests for a bit, and we call this heart beating. If you can, sometimes you can even feel your heart, it goes da, 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 da. So those two actions are happening: pushing the blood out and resting, pushing the blood out and resting. And the physicians And those who do researches have come up with this connotation that the force out is the systolic. The resting one, when the heart rests, is the diastolic. Oh, so that sounds very interesting. So sometimes people have high blood pressures. So if your blood pressure like goes to 160 over, like, this is just an example, over 100, systolic 160, diastolic 100, we call that high blood pressure. And you should do something about, consult the doctors, and they will help you to see how best you can be helped with this high blood pressure. So when you have high blood pressure, it is said that you are hypertensive. Hypertensive. High blood pressure, hypertensive. And when you happen to have low blood pressure, for example 90 over 60, this is just an example. If your blood pressure is around 90 over 60, then we call that low blood pressure. And according to the physicians, they call that state hypotensive. They call it hypotensive. So both situations, whether you are hypertensive, high blood pressure, or your blood pressure is low, like hypotensive, low blood pressure, within both conditions, you need to consult the doctors, and so that they can help you with maybe some medication tablets or lifestyle changes. Sometimes lifestyle changes help with blood pressure. So we have to know that all this happens when the heart is, the heart is just situated to our left side of our bodies, and it's a special organ. It's very tough. It's like a pump, very tough, and it's tough in its, how it is made, and because it has some chambers in there, and then it is doing all this work of pumping the blood and resting, pumping and resting, pumping and resting. So it doesn't do this work on its own. It has to have some partners. So the heart is connected to arteries. There are arteries all over our bodies. Think of the head, think of the fingers, think of the feet. All over our bodies, there are arteries running around, And I have heard that if the arteries are lined, like, if just to make you imagine how many arteries we have, if they are lined from end to end, we stretch them on the floor, the physicians say they go up to like 100,000 kilometers. Imagine. So we have a massive connection of arteries in our bodies. So why are arteries important? Like I said, the heart doesn't work or just solitary. It needs passages where the blood can flow through. As the blood is pumped, there should be some ways in which the arteries, the blood is carried to all cells of the body. So these arteries are the channels which carry the blood. So we need to take care of our lifestyles and of our diet, because we need to make sure that these arteries are clear, are free, are free flow. For example, just like a river flowing where there are no obstacles, or just imagine when you connect a hose pipe and you just water your garden, there's no obstacle inside the hose pipe. So this is what we are saying about arteries. They need to be clear. So if by any chance, as years go by, because of diet, sometimes arteries can get clogged, which is not a good situation at all. We need to have the arteries clear so that the blood will just flow freely. So there comes, sometimes the deposits occur inside the arteries, and then we will have a situation where we start having cardiovascular diseases. So because the flow of oxygen is being blocked. And in that case, when lots of deposits, like fatty deposits, are inside the arteries, they block the flow. So that situation or that condition is called atherosclerosis. 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 So we need to be very, very mindful of our day-to-day, activities, diet, health habits, so that we try by all means to maintain a healthy heart and healthy arteries. So, just to recap, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I just said normal blood pressure is around 120/80. And I've also said we don't want to have a very high blood pressure, very high blood pressure, which you call hypertensive. We don't want to have a very low blood pressure, which we call hypotensive. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll be bringing to you more and more healthy hints, and share the knowledge and enjoy our lifestyles and be mindful of what happens in our bodies. So please continue to subscribe to my channel, share the video, and please do place some comments. I'll be happy to read your comments. So my channel is at Mary's. Thanks for now.